Alright, good morning everyone. We're finally back after a short little technical break. First morning out after everything's been sorted, and luckily we've managed to bump into the Ottawa Pride not too far away from the camp, actually on the Cheetah Flats clearings. So thanks Ali for that again. Looks like they've recently fed, possibly over the weekend, the last day or so. Just taking a break here on the clearings, but I'm sure they're going to head off into the trees pretty soon and start digesting all that food. We can't see the Matumba male at this point. Hopefully, after a kill that they've had over the weekend, he would have joined up with them for his sake. So I'm sure he's just lagging a bit behind. Apart from all the usual bumps and bruises that they carry, they're looking in pretty fantastic condition. There's that whole bonding session now between the youngsters. And you'll notice all their movements of that are always extremely exaggerated, almost as a sign to just say, listen, we're just playing here, rather than um, an aggressive stance or aggressive posture. It's usually during these play times that you know, dominance in that, or a hierarchy, starts to be established amongst them as well. So the two males there will certainly start to figure out who's bigger between the two, or who's more dominant, and the female just joining in as well for a bit of fun. Such an important part of a young lion's life, part of their development, their skills development, learn how to stalk, learn how to pounce. See, as one of them decides that's enough, you'll notice how they turn around and lift the tail like that and sort of walk off with their head up. It's a sign it's right, enough of this, I'm moving away. That older male from the previous litter, just asserting his dominance over the younger members of the pride. Every kid's got to have a toy. This is quite interesting. A wildebeest has actually just come out on the clearings behind us. And it's just started alarming, so he's already noticed the lions. But the youngsters have gone straight from playing to very curious and interested in this wildebeest, so might get a little bit of fun and games here. The adult lioness joining them now. That wildebeest alarm calling has certainly caught the attention of the lions. All the members of the pride now are all focusing down towards the pan there where the wildebeest is heading towards. I think at this stage it's kind of a wait and see game for for the lions. Obviously the wildebeest has already spotted them, and there's quite a wide open clearing to get to him. So I guess the lions will just try and figure out whether it's even worth trying, and if so, then what their movements will be to try and get close to him, whether they've got to head round on the tree line or... But I have a feeling they're probably not going to attempt. Alright folks, what a brilliant way to get back into the stay-at-home safaris. Nice little morning spent with the Ottawa Pride. Very playful today as well, thank goodness. Yeah, I think we're going to head off and see what else the day has in store for us, and yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so an interesting bit of track and sign that we've got here this morning. I don't know if you can see these lines coming up the road here. A male leopard has made a kill somewhere behind us and has dragged it along the road here, just around the corner and off into the bushes. The Matimba male, so he wasn't with the pride. His tracks are also on top of this drag mark, so he's following this leopard drag, and hopefully we're gonna follow up a little bit and hopefully find the leopard still on his kill. I think it must have been done not last night but maybe the night before, just judging by the amount of activity on top of it. So yeah, let's follow the drag and hopefully we'll find one of the males on a kill. Okay, so we followed the drag mark through the bush here. It's actually not too far from the road where we are now. Unfortunately, it seems whatever happened has happened. Either that Matimba male has come and actually stolen the kill, but we've got a bit of bits and pieces here, some stomach contents and a few shards of bone, and that pretty much indicates that the kill is finished, unfortunately. So we'll, I guess, carry on from here and hopefully maybe try and find this leopard or maybe the Matimba male somewhere close by. Well, the day just keeps getting better and better. Got a call from our neighbours from Leopard Hills. Let us know that the Investec pack was just in front of their lodge. Just shot up to come and join them now. It looked like they've already had a bit of a hunt this morning. A bit of red blood sort of around the necks and that, and nice looking bellies. Most of the adults have already settled down. Just a few of the youngsters just at the end of the waterhole here. Just having a little play, and I'm sure they're going to settle down pretty soon. I don't know if we've spoken much about the coloration of wild dogs since we've started viewing them, but being crepuscular animals, meaning that they are active in the morning and the evenings, that kind of golden hour and that is their prime hunting time. So that coloration, the gold, the black, the white, the grey, all kind of just helps them to blend in a lot more when flying through the trees. All that light shining through in the shadows and all of that. It really does help them to sneak up, and gives them an advantage when they're hunting. Absolutely beautiful. one of the things you'll notice with the wild dogs is the amount of energy that they have. I mean, what we saw with the lions this morning, with them playing in that, and we actually very rarely get to witness that. But with the wild dogs, there's so much energy built up in them that they can play like this, and they'll do it morning and evening and during the middle of the day. Extremely high metabolism rate, and so they actually consume a lot of energy, but they still have that energy in them, which allows them to play like that. And it's one of the reasons why wild dogs have to hunt at least twice a day, or at least once a day, just to try and compensate for that consumption of energy. Just a bit of a greeting ceremony there, like the youngsters moving back to the pack. Everybody getting excited again just before they settle down for the day. Alright folks, well, what a fantastic fantastic morning. Good time spent with the wild dogs now. A lot of energy this morning from the lions and now the dogs. Really exciting and a wonderful morning. So I think they're settling down now, as I said. So we're gonna carry on, see what else is out there. Probably slowly head back down towards the camp as well. Alright, good afternoon everybody. It's a continuation from this morning's drive. Just popped out, and here's a nice elephant bull. Seems to have lost one of his tusks. Later on we're going to try and follow up on the lions and hopefully those wild dogs, and see what else is out there for us this afternoon. But for now we'll just spend a little bit of time with this bull. So enjoy. Actually see this area is quite well littered with evidence of elephants digging down into the ground. So these roundleaf teaks, the elephants often go for the roots and that of these trees. And there he's digging down. I'm not sure if it's a teak root or a bulb or whatever he's after. To notice, like he did just now, is he'll go down on his knees and dig his tusk into the ground just to help dig a little bit easier, and then he'll dust it away and eat like that. Well, there we go. That's pretty amazing, watching an ellie get down on his front knees like that, like a giant warthog. But yeah, he's basically just after the roots of the roundleaf teak there. This time of year, a lot of the vegetation is starting to draw back those nutrients. So elephants can access food that other animals can't, simply because of their size and the tools that they have at hand. With the trunk there and the tusks, they're able to, like I say, access food that other animals can't. So elephants typically don't really struggle too much when it comes to finding food. Alright folks, so a bit of a slower afternoon. We headed up, tried to follow up on those wild dogs that we had this morning. Unfortunately no joy there, but we've come back down to where, in the area where we left the lions this morning, the Ottawa Pride. Dan and Ali and Edward went out on the tracking vehicle. They managed to locate them again, and just as an added little surprise, they heard leopards mating close by, and they followed up there, and they managed to find Tumba and Ntoma busy mating. So yeah, we'll try and catch up with them. I can hear them just in the trees south of us here. So we'll go and have a look, and yeah, great stuff. All right, so here we've got Tumba. It seems just before we arrived, the lions actually must have heard them or smelt them, and came in and chased them off a bit. So Ntoma seems to have run off. She's quite skittish anyway, so I'm really kind of hoping she's going to come out, but she might not, being so nervous of the vehicles already. And then after that, but we'll see what happens. But otherwise, we've got Tumba here. Our neighbors thankfully managed to keep up with him, and yeah, so let's sit down and see what happens. He keeps looking off to the south there, so there's a good chance that that's where she shot off to when the lions came after them. All right, folks. I think that's where we're going to leave them for tonight. I think our presence at the moment is not helping things, with Ntoma being so nervous of vehicles already. Usually she's quite confident after dark, but with the lions being close by and with us being close by, I think let's leave them to try and link up again. But anyways, what a great way to end the day off. We're going to slowly head back to camp, and yeah, we'll be back out again tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed it, and stay safe, stay at home, and we'll catch you next time.